Hi, give me a second to find this video. I'm going to be talking about Lumeria and the Lightbody. It really fits the theme because I want to kind of tie it in with the eclipses that are coming up and what that will do for us. So give me a second to find the video and get set up. We've been making some changes to the groups. I'll kind of wait a second so some people can find us and then I will talk about it. Alright, I'm giving it a second so some people can find us, and I want to talk about these ascension upgrades and what is happening with our light body at the moment. So we're going to have to go back to Lumeria. I was saying I'm going to take you guys on a field trip, hopefully, to Lumeria. It's been a little bit kind of all over the place with my videos. I'm going through a lot of my own light body upgrades during this ascension, so I've kind of been all over the place. So I'm trying to get kind of focused on my videos again, so I've been kind of all over the place. But I want to talk a little bit about Lumeria because I keep getting brought back to these past places, and I see a lot of the information that's being put out just because I'm a light worker and of my role of what I'm doing with this ascension. I get to see a lot more information coming to the surface, being disclosed, and I see a lot of what is being put out about Atlantis and Lumeria. Talk about the destruction of these past places, right? We talk about these beautiful places that once existed at higher levels of consciousness where, we were more one with the divine, and there was this destruction. I look at it less like past places that were destroyed and more like what we know of our history as a progression of the soul. I am someone who believes in the law of one, that if you have reached a high enough level of spiritual attainment, you will see that oneness of yourself and everyone around you. I know a lot of people can do that easily with people like twin flames and things like that, but a high attainment would be to see that oneness in everyone. And I look at this more as a progression of our soul, right? So we start out, and it's hard to tell with our history because it's been very distorted. I do the best I can with, the things I understand on a spiritual level. And when I view Lumeria, when I view Lumeria, it was a place that was one with the elements. It was one that was very elemental in nature, where the beings were what we're going back to, basically. They were more of a rainbow light body form, right? They existed less in the dense physical and more in a light body astral type of body. They would have been very connected in one with nature and very connected to that oneness. They were living as a group consciousness, is what we're trying to get back to now, right? Where we're all one again and we're vibrating. And they had less of that ego identity, and they were living as a soul group consciousness. And this would be where the soul has started from. This group consciousness where everyone was vibrating as one with less of that ego identity, and then it evolved to places like Atlantis, full of technology, right? Demise from that. Then we evolved to Egypt, which was a beautiful place, but it was also a place of great power struggle and divide and good versus dark, and where we've kind of evolved into. You can flash forward to modern day. Look at the world, the state that it is. This is the progression of the soul has taken. We've gone from these beautiful places of oneness that were very, intuitively tuned in, and, we were very, I guess you would say, I'm going to get them backwards, left brains. So we're very in the feminine center of the brain. We go and evolve to Atlantis, where we're very, we're into the masculine and technology and the ego, and then we're kind of, here we are, modern day, and it is our goal to ascend into these higher states of consciousness once again, where we are living void of ego and more as a group consciousness. These were much different places. People are always looking for, me too, right? I'm trying to find Atlantis, right? I'm trying to find Atlantis in the physical, in the third dimension, and we see that a lot of scientists are. And the reason why they can't find these places is because they would have existed in higher levels of consciousness that we can't perceive with the physical eyes. It would have been on much higher frequencies. But this is really just the journey of the soul. Your entire life has been nothing more but you meeting many aspects of yourself. Some you love, some you see yourself in, some not so much. And we go through this optical illusion of our own soul, finding ourselves, right? This is what we call life. And you've met every person, an aspect of yourself. On some regard, we're kind of having this collision of many souls going through time, right? Time is not what it seems. Your past occurring now. You've met your past aspects time and time again. They're probably some of your harder lessons you struggle with or whatever it is. So we're going through this kind of journey of the soul, and it's taking us back to places like Lumeria. Good morning. Because these are beautiful places that your soul strives to get back to on every level. But we have to go through this spiritual journey. We chose to go into these states of separateness so that we could find ourselves. Because there was something missing in these places, that people did not have the individual self. They didn't know each other so good, right? We have this group consciousness and we're a little too connected. And we had to go on this kind of journey believing we were separate, because only being in this illusion could we ever, build up the core identity of the role that we're playing in this life on so many levels. It's how we're coming back into the light. Good morning. I say that people, the entities, the people living in these past places, this is like a recurring thing that people are not understanding too lately, that people are terrified of the power of the light. And I say this as in ourselves, that people became very afraid of the spiritual power that they were gaining. People feel a little bit more comfortable in the darkness, I say, because we see a lot of people still there, going through this journey. We're meant to explore our darkness, see all our shitty qualities, work on them, become amazing, better people, and then we ascend into the light, hopefully. This is our soul's journey. It doesn't matter where people are at, asleep, awake. Your soul is going to evolve back to source, back to the light on whatever level. So we have a lot going on with these ascension energies on the planet. It's going to change the dynamics of the physical back into a template. I look at it less like people think we're going back to Atlantis, more like Lumeria, where we will be one with nature, where we will be on those higher dimensional frequencies. So what is happening is we're getting flooded with all these ascension energies, and it is having an effect on the light body. I had mentioned that in Lumerian times, these would be beings that would have lived in light bodies. And for the first time in a very long time, we're having the energetic dynamics made available that are activating our light bodies. So what is happening is, you have these lower aspects of yourself. If any of you guys ever had problems, like serious problems like addiction or alcohol or drugs or traumas, then you're probably spending time in your lower aspects, exploring those pieces of your soul. And the goal is that we ascend into the higher facets of the soul, becoming our higher self. You can see those reflected in the people around you. Maybe me doing videos or some other people that you're drawn to that are very spiritual. Those are also reflections of your soul, where you're headed, who you're becoming on whatever level to inspire you along your journey. They're just always a reflection of where you're headed. The goal is to body our higher self. So we have our light body, which is activating, and it's holding more and more light. And the problem is that we are trying to embody this connection of who we are as our higher self. And a lot of times you guys are having negative thoughts come up, or 3D drama, or the ego triggered, or some type of, stress or something in your life. And it's creating kind of this dissonance that we are trying to, fully activate these divine templates of who we're supposed to be, which is very divine. We're only seeing glimpses of where we're headed. I tell my boyfriend I'm seeing glimpses of where we're going, trust me. And it's amazing. So we have these, lower aspects kind of getting in the way of where we're headed to the higher ones. It's very important that we realize we are activating pieces of ourselves that have been dormant this whole cycle, right? And we are bringing light into these places. And as we're doing that, things that are not serving us, things that are not of light are coming to the surface to be released. And if they always say as above so below, I'm very drawn to a lot of Masonic occult type teachings. For whatever reason, I did a lot of learning in these places, and they're huge on as above so below. Whatever's going on internally is going to be a reflection of the outer. So a lot of people feeling these storm energies are like, I'm getting attacked. I have people, maybe the dark, that are creating a resonance. These are things, pieces that have been held within on a soul level for a long time just coming to the surface. Everything around you is always a reflection of what is going on a spiritual level. We are going to have 2 eclipses. They come in pairs. First, we will have a solar eclipse Tuesday, and then we will have a lunar eclipse. What these do to the normal moon cycles, because the first lunar eclipse is on a new moon on Tuesday, and the next, sorry, that was the solar eclipse. And the next lunar eclipse will probably be on the full moon. What they do is they amplify these moon energies. So you know that usually we want to seed our intentions right now with this new moon energy coming in. Well, this eclipse really just creates this powerful energy, and it really makes these moons be like on steroids. Like, yes, if you thought these moons were powerful before, so this is a new moon. It is very powerful for seeding our intent. We're also going to experience a lot of light body upgrades. A lot of you guys are feeling that. I did have some questions. I tried to go on Google as usual. I can never find my answers right, but I like to think if I'm asking these questions, then I probably already know the answer, right? So I go on Google, and I want to know this morning the progression of the light body, and I wanted to know if it goes from activating your light body to rainbow to crystalline. I'm pretty sure it does. I'm not sure. But at the least, a lot of you guys are either activating your light body or, turning rainbow, turning crystalline on a lot of levels. It's kind of the progression that we're going into with this ascension. And that's where our original states would have come from. That, in these past places, people had all of their upper chakra systems activated and aligned. They were tuned in. They were living in their light bodies. They were exploring, the historic and meditation and, love with another to connect more with source. Things like Tantra, Kundalini, the same kind of things that we're delving into now would have just been regular life in these higher states of consciousness, right? I love that with this awakening, I'm seeing more and more spiritual stuff, whether it's on my Facebook feed or people going about and creating these beautiful missions all around us. So we have more and more of the spiritual seeping through into this third dimensional reality in a lot of ways. Good morning. We're talking Lumeria real quick, light bodies. Anything going on, you got to remember that this is a gradual process. I had someone tell me yesterday they were pretty sure that they were done and had graduated and had ascended, but I will remind you, you guys are still here. I know it's a tough one, right? I will remind you, we're still here and we have a lot more work to do, and that while we may have a really good start with this ascension, we have so much inner work ahead of us. We get these amazing glimpses of, as you would say, samadhi, bliss, where we're headed, but we're going to continue forward. And just the fact that you guys are still here means that you still have more work to do with your ascension. I hate to be the spoiler in the story, right? So I know a lot of people are feeling like they're done here and things like that. Yes, we're going to continue learning here. There was a reason that we signed up to be here in Earth School this life. It's very, very important what's coming, and we're going to be needed. So we're going through a lot of changes on a physical level. A lot of you guys are feeling it. We're seeing people maybe seeing rainbows everywhere, glowing, crystallized skin, diamonds, kind of reflection, crazy things. So we are being upgraded, and we are becoming, versions of our higher self. Where you're at is going to be determined, I always say, by how much work you're putting in. A lot of people are realizing that, this is going to take some inner work, whether it's more self-care, working on your chakras, getting rid of the things no longer serving you. A lot of you guys, if you look back at the progression of your life, you can see that things that have been blocking you from love in a lot of aspects, whether it was with your past relationships, friends, family, you're seeing, characteristics that you had that may have been blocking you on a spiritual level from love, things like that. And now is time that we open up on every level. A lot of this ascension is going to be coming through our heart chakra on a lot of levels. We're going to be continuing to expand and coming to more compassion, empathy, become more loving, things like that. So a lot of this is centered around our heart chakra. A lot of our aura and our light body is really affected by that chakra too. Good morning. So we're taking in more light. We're holding more and more light. Some of you guys might be feeling ascension symptoms like vibrating, buzzing in the ears, just feeling electric, right? I can feel a lot of tingling energy with my hands, real crazy, in my body, more tingling. I was feeling a lot of tingling with my crown this morning, so we have a lot of energy still coming in. Right now, I looked at the energy this morning for the next 3 days. It's like a roller coaster. I'm like this, right? I like to look at the little space apps too, just to confirm what I'm feeling, and I'm like this. It looks like a roller coaster. I was trying to map out the times a day, right? A lot of you guys are feeling these incoming energies like a roller coaster, and you're going to become more and more energy sensitive too to the energy around you. So, you know, the things that weren't bothering you before, like toxic people, toxic work environments, and things like that, you know, you're going to become more sensitive to the frequencies around you too. A lot of this is about learning how to process and assimilating energy again. And once again, we're getting back to these amazing spiritual abilities. And I've never felt more tuned in with my gifts and my abilities, but I know I have a long way to go to get back to where I'm headed with them too. So for sure be practicing with your abilities. I think it's a really good time the next several days because like I said, this is a new moon solar eclipse, and I see the sun and moon merging a lot lately, right? As above, so below. We see the sun and the moon tend to be merging energies a lot and really pushing this ascension forward, not just with the eclipses, but with a lot of the solar energies that are coming in, revolving around the lunar cycles. So these are having a big impact on people. I would use this energy to really like purify your house and to focus on manifesting. And we're going to have to really practice on that. This is a creator school, and it's also a simulation, and we're meant to be like creating our wildest realities, and if they don't work, you can scrap them and start over again, and just continually. I know you guys have started over a few times. So right now we kind of have a blank slate with where we're headed. If things are not bringing you joy anymore or working out in your life, try to get rid of them, try to release them now, because, you know, new things will come to you. It's a really good time to focus on manifesting. A lot of you guys are drawn to crystals. The people that, you know, lived in Lumeria, first off, I feel that you guys on this feed would be drawn to this topic, or you want to come to find the video, right? So if you're drawn to places like Lumeria or Atlantis, you probably had a past life there. People that lived in Lumeria worked with crystal technology in a different way than in Atlantis. Atlantis, it was more, you know, technologically based, and in Lumeria it wasn't like that. A lot of you guys are able to program and work with these crystals, to use them for healing, to activate these crystals, to encode them. So a lot of the Lumerian starseeds may feel very drawn to crystals, the ocean, I always say, dolphins. I see a lot of dolphins a lot in Akashic places of these too. But a lot of you guys should be using those crystals. So crystals are powerful for me for manifesting. I noticed that when I make grids, which I should be making one every day, but I've been kind of, you know, uprooting my whole life lately, but I used to make one every day. And they're very powerful in trying to manifest and trying to create. So they're an amplifier too. So whenever I'm just trying to manifest over here, I'm going to do that the next several days. Through the eclipse, I'll be manifesting for my site and my mission like I always do, and putting good vibes out. And when I put the crystals into it, or I make a grid, they really amplify what I'm trying to do. People are like, well, how do you do that? Energy and intent is how you do anything in this matrix, right? How do you manifest? Energy and intent, your focus. Someone was talking on the Reiki wall about sending out vibrations to everyone every time, or sending out energy distant to people. Anytime you think of someone, you're sending them vibrations. Whether they're good or bad depends on your thoughts, right? If you're thinking negative about someone, it's been scientifically shown that it will send out waves of energy to them that will negatively affect their body, their blood pressure, their pulse, things like that. If you're sending them good energy, it will help heal them. So we're always sending and exchanging energy all day long. Be very mindful of the energy exchanges that you have going on in your life. Any like ones that are creating a toxic energy or a karmic reaction. And people are like, well, what's a karmic reaction? Putting out bad energy, negative energy between someone, it could create karma, or, you know, an energy that could come back to you on some level. I'm going to be wrapping this up. Good, I got Kathleen up. Trying to do my videos. I woke up to level craziness. I'll not put that on video though. I'll come find you in your inbox. Sorry. I know. I'm trying to push past it. I have, you know, people like, are you okay? I'm like, I'm great over here. I just don't, if you don't get why I don't feel like being around right now, then I just need a minute to myself. I've really put a lot into these videos, and it was just the reaction I got back. just with what I was going through my personal life, right? So I am trying to come back and do videos. I have a lot going on, but I've never been more amazing, and I'm doing good here. I have, if you guys are more interested in this topic in Lumeria, or you're drawn to it, or if you think that you are a Lumerian starseed, or that you had a past life there, I have a couple of Lumerian classes in my store that are amazing. I do a lot of Lumerian and Atlantis initiations too, as a priestess from these places, which is very powerful. So if you guys are interested in this class, I do a couple different types of Lumerian healing classes. They are on my class session on my store. If you guys need that link, you can always hit my inbox or come find me. I would really recommend them though. It is powerful to get attuned in initiations into this type of energy. It's of a very high frequency, and it helps bring back our memories, knowing, and things that we brought here from these places on a soul level. I keep on talking about how a lot of these past places were destroyed, but the knowledge wasn't. We retained it. We learned there and brought it with us from these past places. That's how we're able to have stuff to teach now, right? So a lot of the teachings from these past places are making their way back. A lot of the people that would have lived in Lumeria would have originated from planets like Sirius, the Pleiades, Neptune, Orion. These were galactic civilizations that came together on this planet, and it's always amazing to me when I look at a lot of these past cultures, whether it's like South America, Peru, Australia, right, Egypt, and I look at some of these like historical places, and I see that these are extraterrestrial colonies that have existed throughout time and space, whether they were positive or negative. We had a few of those, right? So we see that there is this trend and this theme of a lot of extraterrestrial type of influence in human history. I believe that a lot of the people that originated from Lumeria would have been priestesses and priests of the stars, people that came to teach on a lot of levels, and a lot of the same souls are back now that lived in places like Lumeria, Atlantis, Egypt. I do Akashic readings, and you wouldn't believe the amount of people that I do readings for, and I go into their past life Akashics, and I'm getting like a lot of synchronicities, like a lot of Lumerian starseeds, a lot of a lot of starseeds in general, a lot of people that lived in Atlantis, Egypt, and a lot of these past places. I notice a similarity throughout our consciousness group in places that we would have spent learning and, and coming back here. Oh, I'm sending out good vibes. I'm trying to send out good vibes, right? I'm glad it's Friday. I'll be taking the weekend off, unless it's through my site, right? You guys know how to find me, hopefully. Let's see. I saw an ancient alien talking yesterday. Listen, we tried to watch the Ancient Aliens. We did get them on disc, right? And I watched a couple because I was looking for the Stonehenge one. I couldn't find it yet because I'm too busy to ever watch anything, but I'm going to find the episode. I need the episode number, right? I Googled it. I was like, what episode does Ancient Aliens, mention crop circles in? And they were like, they mentioned it in 200 episodes between. Someone's like, you need to see the crop circle episodes. And I Googled it, and they were like, it has 100 mentions throughout every episode. And so I didn't see it or anything. I haven't been to Woodhenge though. And I know I'm going to go there, don't worry. I haven't been there yet. I know, I'm about to go there. We're talking about like going around the UK.
On the road.
Yeah, like on the road, because I just want to go play.
From the bottom to the top.
Yeah, caravan road trip around the UK. The British Isles are big. We have Scotland and Wales are part of the same island, I will remind people. So, things I'm trying to do. Maybe you guys should go get a Lumerian class so I can make my videos more interesting, right? You guys should go check out my Lumerian classes, hint, hint, and then we can make my feeds a lot more exciting. I am working on it, trust me.
Yeah.
I am pushing past this and working on it. I want to get outside and go explore some more for sure.
Straight road.
Yeah, we're chilling here. We're hanging out, right? We have Friday. We're going to play with his kids some more. Do some family stuff. I'll be back Monday to do videos, hopefully with less interruption. Every time I go to the crop circle, I need like a week off. I just came back yesterday. I took I don't even know, 4 or 5 days off. It takes me a minute to recalibrate. That is not a joke. I was scared I might get cancer from the radiation, right? I was like, I know, no fear, but I was a little bit concerned I'm studying things like radiation and the energies coming in with the ascensions and space radiation and the crazy stuff. I just had concern that we might be in uncharted territory. Look, Lynn wants to come caravan adventure with us. We should have just gone off-grid a long time ago. I suggested this 2 years ago. Can we just like build an off-grid community in California or somewhere, right? Like seriously. Ideas I had. I think every soul wants to go off on the caravan ascension trip. His friend's doing it for real in Canada in a different group, and they have like caravan ascension thing. We've already been doing that here. We've already been doing this here, right?
The caravan ascension class.
All right, Kathleen, we got paint for the caravan.
Yeah, we're painting it.
All right, we're getting professional over here. We painted our ceiling because it was a mess, and then we got paint for the caravan. We're gonna make it like a little house in there, and we're gonna put fairy lights everywhere, so I can do my videos in there better, right? I said I already did caravan videos. I'm ready to do it. We're ready to like get out of here and go caravan adventure for real. I'm real excited. I got some plans. I for real got some plans. Do I? No, I don't.
We tow it.
I'm not allowed to drive in the UK or get anything legit, even though I am, married here and pretty much been a resident for over a year. I have a hard time with their paperwork since they wanted to sell their country to the highest bidder. So I'm still transitioning into, my relocation in the UK, right? Yeah. Alright, I have to go. I will be going to find Kathleen in her inbox to see if she saw my level emergency message this morning, and I will come back for a real video. But I wanted to send out you some really good vibes. I'm going to be doing a lot of videos on Lumeria in here at the Dream State. If you guys were not aware, this is one of our little premium classes. I did some relocating this morning too. I was working on these 4 class areas. So I'm going to get a lot of content out and get flowing mainly in these class areas again with videos. I'm really, really excited about it. I have a lot of material to try to get out on video, and it really helps us to understand these past places. It does me on a soul level, because I can understand the journey of my soul, what I'm doing here, what my purpose is, what my place is. I can kind of have an understanding of the lessons my soul has gone through, brought here with me, where we're trying to get back to. Because I see these beautiful places when I'm in these Akashic places, and I love this morning, even though I had the drama, I'm trying to download on Lumeria, and I'm in these places, and they're so beautiful to me, and it's where we're meant to be, okay? We were made here as aspects of God, like no less than the whole, any one of us, and we're meant to be like these ultimate creators, right? And we're meant to be coming here, and we could be creating things that are beautiful on a soul level, like high levels of consciousness. And I look around the state of the planet, right? And I'm like, this is what we're creating. We have people dying and starving on the streets. In America, they're about to go into crisis because all their food flooded, and people don't even understand it yet. And the economy is falling fast there. It's all over end time news right now, right? And people aren't getting it. They won't get it. The government isn't going to tell people till later when they're fucked either. So we have this crisis occurring in the United States that people aren't even aware of yet. One of the reasons I felt led to move, and with this ascension and how it's going to play out. And this is what we're creating. People starving and full of disease and dying and fighting with each other and religious wars. This is what we create. We could be creating the most beautiful places, high levels of consciousness where we sit around and meditate and study tantric sex and stuff, right? Like, right? This is where we came from, where we will meditate.